good?
Yeah, everything's straight. Everything is a bless. I'm blessed.
Are you coming off tour?
Not a tour. I just been having a kind of book back to back for shows.
It looks like when I go on the gram and snoop what you're doing, it seems like you're having a lot of fun. I see you taking pictures with Trina. I see you
Yeah.
taking pictures with Rodega. Talk to
Mhm.
me, sis. How you living though?
I'm living good, man. It's been a blessing, definitely, to connect with these people, and just getting out here connecting with the people. You know, we was locked down for a minute, so to be able to get out here and connect with the people, that shit been dope.
Word. And I just can't let you slip this by when you put on Twitter that you just rapped on a Havoc beat.
Oh
What's good with
yeah,
that?
yeah.
You
I
know my
did.
old ass. You know
I
my
was
old
out
ass
in
was smiling from ear to ear when I heard that
yeah.
shit.
I
What's up
was
with that?
out in where was I? I was in Tucson,
Okay.
Arizona.
All right.
Yeah. And I was working with an artist out there, and he had a Havoc beat. And yeah, I was like, oh yeah, I'm about to hop on this joint. I got right in the booth.
Right.
I was like, you
Well,
got a Havoc beat? Oh, I'm about to rap on that.
you went to the hip hop festival, right? Were you in that hip hop festival?
Yeah,
How
yeah.
was that for you? Did you have fun?
It was dope. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. That was my first time being out there.
Word?
Yeah, I was back and forth from Phoenix to there, so I was out
Mm.
there for like 5 days. It was dope.
How do you like performing though, Shay? The booth, performing?
I like performing. Like I hate it all the way up until I actually get on stage and start performing. Like
Word?
hate the whole process of, getting ready for performing. But once you get on stage, it'd be beautiful.
Beautiful, all right? Word. So let's go here, Shay, man. Food for thought, man. You haven't dropped a project since when? After 12, right?
Yeah, that was
That's
2020.
2020, right?
Mm.
So obviously, man, I mean, we all know the story and everything. God bless, your peoples and stuff like that. One love to your brother and everything like love. How was it for you to take this hiatus for 2 years and just focus on Shay and get your thoughts right and everything like that? Focus on the beats. Now, I love the fact you're doing beats, little mama. I ain't gonna lie. I love the fact you're on the production tip now. You feel me? No, but how was it for you for the hiatus that you took for 2 years to step away from the music? You know what I mean?
It's crazy because I was always working. I just wasn't putting nothing out. Like I wasn't. I don't know. I kind of like it was a lot going on last year where it kind of like distracted me from being able to put music out.
Mm.
Um, with dealing with personal matters. Then I ended up catching COVID, and I caught it kind of bad too. So,
Wow.
like,
Wow.
and it's
Sorry to
crazy
hear
because
that.
around the time I was about to turn it in and get ready to drop, that's when I had caught COVID.
Wow.
So I was like, damn. So yeah, it was a lot of stuff, and then, but to be honest, that album was turned in. I turned it in like September last year.
Mm.
It just didn't come out like until this year. But I had always been working. I finished the Big Ghost project last year. I finished Food for Thought. I started working on the Lotus Child album. I'm like halfway done with that, but I finished half of that last year. I just wasn't putting nothing out.
Mm. Am I right on this though? Was originally the Lotus album was first before Food of Thought, right? Was it in the
It was
talks
supposed to
first?
be first, yeah. And honestly, Food for Thought was just supposed to be an EP,
Okay.
but I ended up turning to a full album because right around like maybe July, maybe end of July, I was like, okay, I gotta put something out. So I was like, I'm just gonna turn it into a full album.
Word. Was it tough for you to make this project though?
Um, yeah, it was a weird time. It was like I was in a weird space. Um,
Can I call you the Mary J. Blige of hip hop in the sense of when Mary was going through things respectfully, I feel like she gave us her best music though.
That's what you're supposed to do, though. Like art is supposed to like I look at music as giving the fans an update of what's going on in my life. Like respectfully. So yeah, it was a weird time in my life working on this album. To be honest, too, I probably haven't listened to the album since maybe like a week after it came out. I haven't
Why is
listened
that?
because there's some songs where I'm like, I
Oh,
know my mood, yeah,
the
where I
communion,
was at
right?
when I was making it, yeah.
You can't listen to communion that much, right? I'm pretty sure
Oh
something like
yeah,
that.
no,
Yeah.
I ain't listening to that. I actually performed it for the first time in Arizona, but I remember like maybe a few hours before the show, I was about
Right.
to take out the set. Yeah.
You know what's
But
funny? I don't know if you're familiar with your state New York upstate brother Conway song, The Cow. The communion and The Cow give me the same kind of vibes though.
yeah, I definitely know The Cow. That's a crazy song.
Right.
Crazy.
But when I'm listening to communion though, I'm pretty sure that's like a heartfelt song. I can imagine when you writing stuff like that, are you tearing up when you writing stuff like that?
Yeah, cause like when I made the beat, I actually like it's weird. A lot of beats that I end up using be beats that I'm like making for other people. Like I be in that mind frame of okay, somebody hit me up for a beat pack. Let me, But that beat, and I remember like when I was chopping it up and I had it on loop, I was like, oh shit, I just started. I don't know, I just got a feel from it. So,
Right.
it's definitely one of them joints. I would say the first verse, yeah, it was hard for me to get through that. And I had the first verse on there for like months before I did the second verse. Yeah.
Wow.
It was chilling. I was like, yeah, I can't even do this.
Wow. Producing those, sis, how you loving that, man? How much do you enjoy?
I love it.
I see you bought an MPC. I saw you put on the gram the other day. You bought another equipment though, sis. What's good?
Yeah, nah, it's crazy. I love it. I was a producer first. Like most of the people that's been around me for 10 plus years, they met me as a producer. I was producing. And I actually was producing because a lot of my friends that I started out doing music with, they was rapping. I wasn't. I was producing for them.
Right.
But then I started like, oh nah, I don't know. When you're a producer, I feel like my creativity was like boxed in because I could make a beat and I could hear like the story before you put the words on there. But you give it to somebody and they don't really turn it into what you what you thought.
That's some alien shit though, Shay.
Yeah, so I was like, man, I'm about to start rapping over my own shit because y'all not even like,
right.
Doing what. Well, I mean, it ain't their fault, but still, like, I got a vision behind sometimes with certain production.
So when you're giving Jinx beats though, how do you when you're giving them beats and shit, and you creating the first project? Is it a collective effort? You like, yo, my nigga, here's the beat, taking it rock.
No, what's so crazy? Me and Jinx started working on that project in like 2020, but of course, last year was it was a lot going on that held that because that project was been supposed to come out, but it was too much going on last year. But like, I just was making the beats and I send them to him like, yo, hop on this, do this,
right. Right.
So,
how did y'all connect though? That's your first, your CEO, Shane. I gotta start calling you CEO, Shane. I gotta start addressing you like that though.
Man, I knew Jinx for like 10 years. Like we used to, this because he's from the Falls, like and I've been living out here for a while, so like I just kind of connected with him, just from being out here in the Falls.
Word. What is it with you, Special and Ransom, when y'all three connect though, man?
You good? Say it again.
What's up with when you, Ransom, and Special connect though? It always sounds fire every time y'all three get together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just that the talent, of course, I can say we haven't all been in the same studio to create yet.
Wow, that's scary.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it now. Not yet. I mean, of course, me and Special, but not me, Special Ransom. Like, that hasn't happened yet. But I know when that happens, it's going to even be on a even more crazier level, So, but it's just like, it's just the talent. Like, with Hunger Games and Table for Three, I did the beats for both. I set the energy off, set my verse first.
Right.
Ransom did his joint, and then Special follow up, like, and just going off that energy.
What's up with Special, man? If he don't pop out, boy, he pop out, his verses be hard, and he go back in the cave and do what he gotta do though. What's up, my man Special?
He working on some shit.
Like,
yeah, he working on some shit. He definitely is. Like, it's just, because I was kind of feeling like that too when I didn't put nothing out all last year, just gearing up.
Right.
And then a lot of times too, it'd be a thing where, like, sometimes you get to a point where you feel like you wasting music, so you gotta chill, let people catch up. Like, that's why it be like that.
Did Rome Streets catch feelings that he could not spit a 16 on Gold 16 on Gold Coloring?
No, I only asked him for a hook. Like, all I did, I asked him for a hook. Like, if he would have said, "Yo, I'm putting a verse on here," I'd have been like, "Okay, do your thing." You know, I
Right.
definitely would have appreciated that. But I was like, I had turned it in, but I had to make some changes, and I kind of was on the time crunch. And I was like, man, I don't want to, be waiting, because I don't know what other work people got going on. I don't know what other work people got going on. So I'm like, I
Right.
don't be waiting forever for a verse. So let me see how long it'll take him to do a hook. And he sent that back the next day.
So being that you did a lot of the bulk of the production on Food for Thought, right? So when you holler at cats like Trippy and all these other cats that get beats from them, is it hard to get beats from other people because being that you do beats, so you like, let me just get somebody's ear to rap on?
Now it's hard because it's solely all my production now that I've been rapping over. And then it takes a while to find a sound too when you rapping over it. Like when I'm accepting beats from other producers, it's hard for me to find a sound because what they're sending me or another thing too, I'm not right there in the studio with them, like creating. That brings out a different sound when you're right there in the studio with.
So you and Paulo wasn't together also? You and Paulo Brown, when y'all worked together, y'all wasn't?
Not while he was creating the beats, nah. But
Okay.
of course, like when I started doing my part as far as writing and recording, I went out to Detroit.
Okay.
But no, not while the beats were being created.
Any reason why you didn't rap on Water to the Wine while Cartoon Beats? Why you just let that beat just ride out? That's just soulful as hell.
I think I had wrote something to it, but I just ended up tucking it and
just
the skit. Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes it ain't all. It don't. Every beat don't need to get rapped on.
Right. It felt like on this project, right? You gave us a lot of introspective music, which you do all the time. One thing about you let us know your life. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you that. But I also felt like you felt slighted when niggas talk this top 5 MC shit, and your name not mentioned no shit, because you mentioned it a lot of times in them lines. I be listening, sis, and you was like, yo, all this top 5 shit you niggas talking about was good.
Man, it's crazy because like 2020, I can be honest, I can admit I was in my feelings about a lot of lists that came out that year. But I had got to a point where I was like, man, with this, especially with me being a woman in this shit too as well.
Right.
I gotta get to a point where I gotta start taking this shit instead of, and another thing too, I ain't looking for validation because most of the people that make the list, I don't respect their opinion. So, and that's, they ain't, you know what that is. But just get to a point where you got to start. I started like taking it, talking my shit. Because 2020, I definitely was in my feelings. I seen a lot of lists and I was like, nah, this is some bullshit. Y'all really y'all on some shit now.
But hold on. Are you also feeling a little funny, sis? Like, yo, when niggas be talking about people that dropped 2 albums in 1 year, you did that a lot. I think in 2019 you dropped 2. 2020, Juno came out with 2019.
2019, I was on a lot of music. I dropped 1 project, but I was on a lot of songs. I was on a lot of songs. 2019. 2020 was 3 albums. 2020 was 3. Right now everything go to plan. It could be 3 this year too. But I'm learning the business and just like the part of building the momentum. So sometimes I may have a date and then they get pushed back. Like, so that's why I've been learning not to announce stuff before it's official. But if everything go according to plan this year, it's gonna be 3 projects this year.
And how dope was it for you to get Seven, Armani Caesar, all 3 of y'all who've been in different cliques, you know what I'm saying? And 3 sisters who can rap, let's no respect to nobody else, that can rap, and y'all get on the track. It gave me, Rod Digger had a song on her album called Ladies First, I believe it's called, with Sonya Blade and Eve. It gave me that kind of vibes though, but how good was it for you to rap up with those sisters, you know what I'm saying?
It was dope. Like, I had already knew Love the Genius. We all from Buffalo.
Right, y'all from the Buff, right?
But I already knew Love, and me and her have been talking about working for years. But as soon as I made the beat, I had went to the studio out in Buffalo called GCR, and she just so happened to text me while I was in the studio. I said, "Yo, pull up! I got a beat playing right now." She pulled it up and did her verse. And I have been trying to lock in with Armani because, she's from Buffalo too. I have been trying to lock in with her But like I said, last year was crazy. It was a lot of people. She was busy too as well.
Right.
But once I ended up connecting. But once I ended up connecting with her, she had sent the joint. She sent the verse over like maybe it was actually maybe 2 weeks before the joint came out. Before the album came out, I think that's when she had sent the verse, and we hurried up and switched it out. But yeah, no, that was dope. You know, to get all three of them. That's the vision I had especially when me and Love was on there. I was like, oh, I gotta get Armani on here. It gotta be a Buffalo.
Listen, I'm from Brooklyn. I lived the Little Kim, Foxy Brown wars. They from the same city. They can't get along. I'm still mad I never got a Foxy Kim collaboration album.
That was crazy.
How fun is that for y'all? 3 ladies from the same city. Nobody's beefing, no bickering, no sneak dissing.
No, none of that.
Let's go to, you know what I mean?
We're fans of each other. Yeah. And I just did a show with Armani last weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all love. Like, we all come from the same town. I think for years, Buffalo, well, nobody, like, as far as rap, hip hop, nobody was coming out of Buffalo making it.
Yeah. Rick James?
Rick James, but, you know. James is a legend. But, you know, and then that was before my time, too, as well.
Right.
But, yeah, that, you know, just to see that. So, no, it's all love. Like I said, we are, like, I had a relationship with Love before, you know, even before she signed a drum work deal. Because she another one. And then both of them been doing it, like, they've been grinding for a minute with it, too.
Right.
You know? So it's just the respect is there, too, from the grind. I used to be a kid, like, you know, seeing them. I know I used to see Armani, like, I think she was signed to Buff City Records. That was DJ Shay label back then.
Oh,
like, and all of them was, yeah, they was all on there. I remember, you know, hearing that when I was a kid growing up. So it's just the respect there, of course.
How do y'all feel upstate New York? Y'all hold down the 5 boroughs. Yeah, I said it, the 5 boroughs. Upstate New York hold down the 5 boroughs on this hip hop